And we are live, back and in action for yet another My Hero Academia. This time, season 7, episode 13 slash 151. Let's get started. All right, guys, Brent here back with Geek Variants. Cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, My Hero Academia. I gotta say, it's been an eventful time with this series. As of yet, it has been something that we have been eagerly, and I mean emphasis on eagerly, anticipating where this series is going to go overall. It's been one of the most exciting animes we still have currently ongoing, and genuinely one of those series that I am exceptionally passionate about bringing to you. Last week, we were expected to have episode 151 drop at that time, but because of the Olympics, we've had two different setbacks, and honestly, it's entirely fair. The creators are going to be able to do whatever they please with their content, so we're going to be completely understanding and accommodating to that as well. Plus, I'm pretty sure the creator of My Hero Academia knows he's got us in an absolute chokehold. So where they left us off at, there's absolutely no way people were not going to be excited or anticipating this week's episode at all. This was the cliffhanger of cliffhangers. Our boy Bakugo was in for an absolute welcome in rain, welcome in. Is our boy Bakugo has been in absolute turmoil, laying out there for now, what, 2, 3 weeks now? And ultimately, we have Edgeshot out here and Best Genius trying to do everything they can to resuscitate Bakugo. Will they be able to do so? Those who've read the manga know what's up. But for those that are just watching anime only, man, you guys are in the absolute throes of it. Between Bakugo now basically at death's door, if not currently hanging out with death at the table, like he is gone. He is no longer with us. He's not part of this world. We now also are anticipating the fight that everyone has been waiting for the longest time period since we saw it last season. Once more, Shigaraki is matched up with Deku, the only person that can genuinely give him some anticipation or some rivalry at any moment in time. Because look, Shigaraki has evolved past so many expectations of what people's power set was. I think the friendly reminder for having America's number one hero come over is definitely going to kind of give us some points of emphasis as far as scaling goes. And yeah, genuinely, I hope there's no more delays. I hope the season will continue on in its entirety. We still have 8, 9 more episodes to go with this series. So taking more weeks off, I genuinely am hoping not. But again, with the status of Japan, being rocked by that devastating earthquake and then potential after effects of that, never say never. And honestly, I want to err more on the side of understanding because these are human lives that are being affected. This isn't necessarily just something where like, all right, give me my TV content. I need it. I need it. I need it. Obviously, you're gonna go the humane route and be like, I understand. I prefer if the episodes were released already, but at the same moment in time, obviously, we don't want to do anything that would be dehumanizing anybody within any industry in any way, shape, or form to ensure we had content. Because last week it was my 31st birthday. I wanted to watch my Hero Academia with you guys as the time change happened, so that I would have had my 31st birthday with you, the viewers. And on that note, while we're talking about birthdays, talking about gifts, all that exciting good stuff, um, what needs to happen, you guys need to check out the community post page on our YouTube. Right now, we still have the 1,000 subscriber giveaway going away. All you got to be is a U.S. resident over 18 years of age. Be subscribed to the channel and then follow the other little rules in that community page. And then you could be eligible for an amazing free giveaway if you are our lucky winner. So be sure to treat yourself, put yourself in the best situation to get some good items here from Geek Variants because we want to say a huge thank you from us to you, the viewer, because you guys have made this channel absolutely amazing, and you guys have been blessing us in so many regards. Why wouldn't we, throw it back to you, the viewer, at that moment in time? Currently, I'm hitting that refresh button. So if you see me staring off into the great beyond, it's because I am on Crunchyroll, or I'm going to double check Hulu as well, because I know Hulu has been absolutely hitting out of the park as far as anime content is concerned. I just need the My Hero Academia next episode to be up. And once I find that the episode is up and active, I will be Hulu, a chain of events across the what is the name of this episode? A chain of events across the wow, it's just not going to have the entirety of the events up here. A chain of events across the blank. That's across the blank. We'll watch the episode together as per usual. We'll have the episode off screen, no audio or video from the episode will make its way over into this section or sphere of things. Continue. Yeah, right now I haven't seen anything from Crunchyroll. I've been hitting the refresh button. I prefer Crunchyroll just because of the ad-free way of watching the content, and just because I cheaped out on Hulu. I should have bought the ad-free one, but I got the one with ads. So what are you gonna do? At a certain point in time, it's just gotta play with the hands that are dealt. No, I'm not interested in getting the Google Pixel 9. Looks like a great phone. Very happy with my own. Thanks. But now we're talking about the most decisive battles that are going on. They're giving us a bit of a recap, considering, it's we had an episode, we went on a week break, we had another episode after that week break, and then went back on another week break hiatus. So it's been kind of an alternating system that just doesn't seem to be working out for the best in so many regards. We wanted just to get back in with the content. Gigantomachia, we have Kirigiri with Dabi just being an absolute boss. We have All for One now back in the throes of the amazing events where he is just taking Aries perk and is ready to go. And unfortunately, we have Dabi showing off his powers to the fullest and is unfortunately melting individuals with his quirk because he took a strong hit from everybody, but we'll be able to see how things go in many, many regards involving that. And then, yep, Crunchyroll. Thank you, Jorge, so much. I appreciate that. The episode is in fact up there. But again, I gotta say, the opening for this season is one of the softer ones, in my opinion, that we've seen overall. And I really wish that they would have stepped it up in that regard. But again, the anime itself has been slapping this entire arc. So zero complaints here. We haven't had a dull episode. We've had a couple build-up episodes, but nothing to where you're gonna be sitting there and be like, can't entertain this at all. And then Deku out here getting this from the USA. Look at them go. Everyone is getting things picked up in a fantastic manner. I swear My Hero Academia is one of the few animes where the US is involved, where at some point in time the US doesn't really get looked at as much of a villain, other than the fact their president in the anime doesn't really actively contribute to helping anybody. And this will be able to help Deku slingshot his way in, and we'll be able to have him show up for Shigaraki because we have the Lemillion showing his butt because Lemillion. And Shigaraki was just, what is that doing there right now? Why in the world is this on my screen? It's like, Ooh, nice hit though from Deku. Absolutely insane hit from Deku. A million stalled beautifully for Deku. And now that they have Shigaraki kind of maintained, reinstate the barrier, we can put some serious damage on Shigaraki. And Deku saw Bakugo. Hello to all of the emotions. Because he's going to go from 0 to about 100 plus. Yeah, he's not feeling this at all. Because there are at least 5 or 6 of his friends that he's actively worked with to be down right now. Do you need to give your excuse for being late? That's who he's blaming his own side. He's like, Toga, yeah, that was kind of her fault. I wasn't really a part of this. But he's so ready to go because he has evolved and adapted even more so than he did before, which is nuts to think. Because now he's basically going to go, oh, yep, there it is. He's being overrun by emotions, therefore he's lost control of his quirks. And now he's just overflowing with power, which Shigaraki is going to be like, oh, this is great. Any other sane individual be like, I may have done something wrong here. I may have miscalculated how things are going to be happy. And Lemillion is again trying to be like, hey, dude, everything's good. Just chill. Don't do anything rash. Let's not lose control here. We don't need you doing anything that's going to cause a whole situation. Just work on your breathing exercise because Edgeshot is trying to save Bakugo right now. Edgeshot's trying to go from everyone's like, who's that cool side character to like the man, the myth, the legend. Saving Bakugo. It is a dire attempt out there. And Lemillion is like, remember, we've done this before. We've saved the day when we saved Eri. Like, we can, we can make this happen, you and me. Like, we're not trying to be lip service. We're trying to be the hero, forcing out with our ideals. So, we're having a flashback from something that happened 3 minutes ago. What is this, Naruto? Dragon Ball Z? Goodness. But again, absolutely fine. Because he needs to get his powers and quirks like focused. Get your heart and your soul beating for the same reality. Because otherwise, you'll end up exactly like Shigaraki, but you'll have all these quirks and you'll be dangerous. Deku, with the million's help, back in business. If he has one, two, three, four, five, six different quirk users from the past right now cheering him on and forcing him to be the best, he absolutely can be. Shigaraki's just like, I don't care. I have so many different things going on. Because him and All for One have melded into this monster, and ultimately you feel at least a little bit for Shigaraki because he is being controlled, even though he's like, I'm in the driver's seat. You're not. All for One has got you. All for One's plan fully paying off. And then it's like, I made an insensitive remark to him, and he's been weird ever since then. Like, you pushed the button. Do not push the button. It puts everyone in a bad situation. The last thing you want to do is emotionally charge a villain who is just unhinged. It would have been like pushing Stain way back in the day, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, they're down two heroes. We have lost two teenagers because you have to remember these are essentially kids trying to save the world and play hero. They're doing an amicable job, but the fact we don't have more people actively no longer with us is wild. Like right now, our only death is Bakugo. That is a fantastic number to have. It's like I can't believe she's out here looking out, being like that is you know my ancestor right there. Oh, turned literally everything sideways. Monoma is still struggling out here, but doing great. Digging the music in the background. Not gonna lie, this is the showdown everyone has been waiting for. Well, one of a few that will be continuing on in the future, but he's definitely been training on using these quirks now that he's combining them and layering them. Because the good news is because Renoma's here, otherwise when he's grabbing and controlling him, otherwise it'd just be decay, have a nice day. If you don't feed him in 5 minutes, we will all die. Optimistic, aren't you? Just show up just to give me all bad news. Deku activating yet another new quirk. Now we're starting to see just how much elevated he is since he's figured everything out. Everyone's now just looking like, what? What is this? What in the world is Deku up to? It's like the boy has evolved a little bit. Like anybody other than All for One and Shigaraki gets in his way, he's giving him a 1-2 combo, and that's it. People will be sleeping. Like, he's figuring out how to have his emotions finally focused in. And honestly, that quirk user for All for One really looks like Bakugo. The animation quality right now is crisp. It is just absolutely immaculate. And then we go back to people who started the two brothers with their quirks that have really messed up so many individuals' lives for now generations, 7 or 8 back. And it's just continuing on for so many unfortunate people. Look at that. All for one fighting the military back in the day. It's insane to think how long these been going at it. The brothers who started it all. And now Deku. The episode is up. It's out. It's on Crunchyroll and Hulu. As per usual, we do not have anything within the frame here, volume or video wise. And we will continue not. So go ahead, check out Crunchyroll. Go check out Hulu. Amazon in some areas also has it. And go continue to support the amazing original content. Thanks for checking out the stream for you. The quirk of gear shift is crazy. Because the stronger that Deku gets, the stronger this quirk is able to be. You combine that obviously with stuff like the Detroit Smash or Blacklit, things are only continuing to get more and more powerful, and Deku, by harnessing the control of these, genuinely makes it look like All Might wasn't trying hard enough and wasn't able to unlock any of these things, which is insane to say considering how great he was at his peak. His peak was legendary. Deku might honestly destroy this prison if he keeps going at this pace. Then Shiraki's out here just like, ow, this is starting to actually hurt. But these two are still going toe to toe, even with Shiraki's quirk being sealed. So if you think about it, the fact he's fighting in a fully cat match, because it is 1 versus 30, maybe 40, and still going, and is the only one that has an actual kill. Yeah, that's wild. Deku has fully evolved. So people need to focus on just how much he's grown as an individual at this time, and able to go beyond, harnesses plus ultra. You need to be insanely smart to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna use this quirk now, and then this quirk and this quirk simultaneously in a battle setting or environment, to be able to make these things work. That's where All Might's only thing he was doing was straight up like, I'm gonna punch you. Deck is like, I'm going to jump throughout the area, whip around, use gear shift, and then Detroit smash as much as we possibly can, which is incredible to see overall. Things are paying off in a big way. For it is also very interesting that they never include All Might in like the homage to the previous users. Episode is in fact out, Culture Clips. It's on Crunchyroll or Hulu. In some countries, Amazon as well. And it is cooking. The animators are doing a fantastic job. Will Edge Shot being able to figure everything out? Shigaraki is still freaking out, but they cook in this episode right now. They are animation quality is so nice. We're finally seeing that major showdown that so many people had been anticipating. And Genus is just looking at him like, why is he not in the top 10? Like, let's be real here. These kids are really the ones doing the most. What a hit. Of course, the hit seems to have fractured all of society, and we're having a ooh, what's that shot? One for all to all for one. We're having a magical moment where we broke through and transcended past space and time. It's definitely darker. All for one for all broke. Because their union is definitely in a insane moment. But Deku is already exhausted for all intents and purposes. And now is the moment that they've been kind of trying to slowly force on him. Is like, look, you need to be able to straight up finish Shigaraki. He's past the redemption point. Like, we need to make these things happen. And the fact that Bakugo is laying dead on the battlefield should be able to show and push Deku to be more ruthless than previously anticipated. Will they be able to push him to do a bad situation? We'll see what happens here. Mm. Because Shigaraki is definitely upset because he's like, "I'm been fighting you in a handicap match because of Monoma. I haven't been able to jack of what my power set is. And, and here's you using 5 different quirks that you've accumulated over all these generations while I'm basically not able to use one of them." Like, will his oh, that's gross to look at. Will his evolution continue and make things terrible? Dobby's still out here just cooking everybody. All for One is having a fantastic time with reverting the age, and then his molding with Shigaraki is still ongoing. And then we still have Splitter just getting his absolute upgrade. That episode went by way too fast, like way too fast. Now we're gonna see how things were really for the heteromorphs next episode, which is wild to see. I kind of figured that they were gonna go away from the main action for next week, just because of the fact that they had as many different iterations going on of all this like chain of events across the ages. Was an absolute banger of an episode. It was beautifully done. I think they did an impeccable job with not only the animation quality but just overall with the sense of urgency in this episode, showing the evolution of our boy, of our character Deku. Shigaraki was also showing his evolution, but unfortunately, that is for the worst. As much as he believes he's in control of All for One and everything going on, we've seen clearly and accurately that he has been lost to the darkness within himself, and that All for One's seeds of hatred that he's been planting over time have pulled him into this place where he is unable to break out of, and for lack of better purposes, he's trapped within himself. He gave into all the darkest and deepest and most innate desires of evil, and now he's just that incarnate. With the situation that we're currently in, Deku is going to be able to push himself to absolute new heights because he's been able to unlock some amazing new quirks. He's been able to use smokescreen, and he was able to use gear shift in an absolute combo together while still using the Detroit Smash. And the Detroit Smash he used was so elevated and so powerful and so over the top that he was able to punch Shigaraki so hard the space-time continuum as we knew it started to sink upon itself. And that's something that the fact that Shigaraki is able to survive without using a quirk is absolutely wild, because he's been fighting this handicap match and he's the only one that has drawn blood. The only one that is in a position to succeed, and the only one that was be able to really exemplify just the power gap between the top characters in the show and just about everybody else. And it's not for a lack of everybody else trying. It's just at a certain point when you've continually evolved, been given new quirks, new situations, new mindsets, things have continued to really show that the gap between great and good is gargantuan. And sometimes no lack of effort, like Bakugo, is not going to be enough to be able to really help push you and elevate you past that point in time. At this point in time, as the episode is beautifully convened, fantastic episode. Go check it out on Hulu and Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button. Greatly helps out the channel. We have a 1,000 subscriber giveaway going on currently. It's in our community tab. Go ahead and check that out. All you got to be is a U.S. resident over the age of 18 and you could be potentially eligible for a fabulous prize from us, Geek Variants. I've been Brent, watching My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 13/151, a chain of events across the ages. I'll see you in the next one.